All right, here we go. The last match of the night.
Yep.
We have Clay Belvoir versus Mike Stevens.
This is an elite division.
Elite singles division. Elite means anybody with a Frogger weight of over 625.
Or anybody who wanted to compete against those people.
Exactly. Yeah, I guess you could be a lower Frogger weight and decide to play anyway, right?
There were quite a few of them that did.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
I was not aware of that. Well, good for them for stepping up.
Yeah, they don't have 63 elite players over 63 players over 625 out here. No, there's
I didn't know the field was 63. I thought the field was smaller. I thought it was like 36. Okay.
or no, it's 30. Yeah, it is 36. Never mind. I got my numbers backwards.
A little dyslexic. That's all right.
A little dyslexic right now. But I swore I remember seeing some names in there that shouldn't be.
It's entirely possible. Are you allowed to enter
Yes.
more than one?
No, you can enter one. You got to pick which one.
Like you can, play the division you're supposed to be in, like, gold
Yeah.
or whatever, and say, hey, I want to try my hand at the elite and enter that also.
No.
Can't do that?
Nope.
All right, here we go. We have Clay with the break. We are playing some CSI rules 8-ball, which is alternate break, rack your own,
Yep.
call ball in pocket. It's always open after the break, even if you make something. You must legally pocket a ball after the break to establish groups. 8 on the break is neither a win nor a loss.
Sit in for a minute if you want. You got me in a good mood. I played a halfway decent.
You guys are going to get a little treat. Yeah.
Hold on, we're switching some commentators around, so we'll be right back.
Okay. I am being joined by JD John Doherty.
Live.
Live. This is not Memorex.
And we're all being good speakers, watching our language and everything, so you guys watch what you say out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we got Clay Belvoir and Mike Stevens here.
That should be a pretty good match.
Yeah, it should be.
I know a little bit about how Clay plays. I don't know so much about how much Mike plays. Where is Mike?
Mike is sitting right here in the red and gray striped shirt right
Oh,
here.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's played with Cindy Doty for years, partners and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. And Clay, they consider one of the better bar players up over there by Everett area. He's works at Bowling's but runs out on Friday nights and Saturday nights at the Players Club over there.
Oh yeah, he's playing in those tournaments. They're getting some good turnouts up there.
That's a great tournament. They just don't have enough of those. But
Yeah.
he's the guy that likes to play at that. He run a 7 one Friday night on about 6 guys.
Wow.
And that's like the record or something. I was there. I was paying off. I thought it was about 4, but they said 7. So what do I know? Kid was running out. That's all I know.
Yeah, he plays good.
He does play good. Yeah. He picks good patterns, but I've never seen him play a game 8-ball in my whole life, so I don't know what that looks like. It looks like he don't mind slowing down and looking at the table, and that's a must.
He becomes very deliberate when playing 8-ball, and you have to. Every time you shoot, you got to look at the whole table because that millimeter makes a difference on what it looks like.
You've got to play pinpoint position, otherwise you're going to end up banking and kicking and probably turning the table over. That's exactly correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm up here because Sherry and Kevin are what I consider friends. I've known them a long time, met them down there in Florida, actually, and so how could I say no to sit in here? And I usually don't do this, so this is entertaining. She caught me after I finally played a decent match on a bar table, so I'm in a better mood. But
Yeah, I've
You
told
know.
people a couple. JD was my coach for a while, and so a lot of the information that you get out of my brain came from his.
I'm glad she speaks about that instead of the money I charged her. I appreciate that. So anyway, yeah, we made a good team at
Yeah, we
doing
did.
that. That worked out good, I think. Yeah.
I'm still learning some of the stuff.
Yeah, and I'm still learning some of the stuff I was teaching her. So
Yeah,
I'm just
you
having a
tell
little
me,
fun there.
so you told me, a story once about how somebody taught, told you something, and you never understood what they were playing until one day you were shooting, pulling all. You go, oh my goodness, that's what they meant.
The light bulb comes
Yeah.
on 20 years later sometimes, and that's
Yeah.
all right. As long as you're still playing pool, maybe you'll get it all. Who knows? But there's a lot of information, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. Always a student of the game. Love it.
Yeah.
So, is Clay looking at trying to get back down on this 7 ball here?
I think he is solid. So,
yeah. Instead of that's what I was looking. Just roll it up because he was trying to look to get it into the corner
it
there.
looks like he should play the 6 ball in the left-hand corner and then maybe putt the 7. Notice how I use the word putt the 7 in the side, and that should give him position. In other words, it looks like 3 putts in a row.
Yeah, and you do a whole lot of putting on these 7-foot tables.
Yeah, and I'm uncomfortable with that, to be honest with you. I've been playing big table my whole life, and I just really want to hit the ball, but you can't do that here.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you've got a really pretty stroke too, so you like to let that out.
Yeah, no, it's for some reason it kind of lets your frustrations out a little bit to draw your ball 6 feet and 8 feet once in a while, and just to stun the ball is fun. You don't really get to even stun the ball much here, at least not with any speed. But he didn't quite get as straight in on the 7 as he wants, but he can go either side on the 8 ball, so he's going to be fine. We'll see which side he decides.
Yeah, I like drawing over and shooting the 8 in the bottom right hand.
I think he's going to roll it, and I think the reason is because you can get more exact position rolling it than you can drawing or stunning the ball.
Yeah.
And right now it's a roll type shot. Now he hit it softer than I thought, but it looks like it's perfect.
Yeah, that come out pretty nice.
He had a great shot right there, absolutely. Didn't have to put anything on the ball. Now there he put a little draw shot just to. He felt comfortable shooting it that way.
Yeah, a lot of people, when they shoot that ball because you're playing to get shaped down table or something, when you've got that kind of angle, they like to put a little bit better stroke on it. So
yeah, that's actually the time where you can actually maybe let your stroke out a little bit is when you're on the 8 ball, and now you can not cinch it. You still got to know where you're trying to go, but you can put a little more muscle on it.
Yeah, well, and you tend to undercut a ball too. If you now all of a sudden you're slow rolling that ball, they stick together a little bit, and you throw it into the rail and not into the hole.
Yeah, and even if it goes towards the hole too soft, these little diamond tables, they got that shelf on there that just lets it not fall in the hole if it's too soft. Even though most tables it might fall in, it doesn't fall in on these until it falls in. Is all I can tell you.
Bit Z-Man a couple of times in his match here.
Yeah, I was watching that match. Well, that kid he was playing, and of course I call him a kid because I guess I'm a little older, but he's not a kid, but he's a kid to me. But he played good on Zimmerman. I mean, sometimes all you can do is tip your hat and say good shoot, and that boy put it on him. So good for him.
Yeah, he did. And that kick shot to get on the 8 ball the last game was a really nice shot.
And I spent 20 years hanging around Zimmerman and a couple of them boys up in the Seattle area. So I'm happy to see him here just participating. They got him in a lower bracket. Some people say, well, he was a good player, but the guy didn't play in a long time, kind of like me. But, I'm a little younger, so they're not going to let me go down a bracket or nothing. But, I mean, they showed that he can get beat by that bracket that's a little lower down. And his other matches went hill. So,
yeah, absolutely.
And these bar tables are good equalizers for these other players. And I enjoyed that match. Don't tell him I enjoyed watching him get beat, because that isn't what I enjoyed. But I enjoyed that these other guys are standing right up to him because it's a bar table, So anyway, now we're gone into another rack. Right now it's 1-0. Clay got out there and made a good out. Now did he break this, or did the Mike Stevens break this?
Mike broke this and scratched. Clay came to the table with ball in hand.
Oh yeah, that's the ball in hand after the break. That's
Yep.
You're almost, well, you still got to get out, but sure makes the other guy's job easier, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like he's got the 4 ball on the. It looks like he took stripes, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Well, if he makes his 12, it's looking pretty good after that. The only thing, oh, he still
He's
has
still
ball
got
in
ball in
hand.
hand, yeah.
I like the 12, then the 13, and then maybe the 11, 9, 14, and back for the 15. Let's see what he chooses. Did I say that too fast?
You might have for some people. I got it.
I like the 9, the 13, the 11 to the 9, and you get the 14 and go down and chase that 15, and the 8's down there waiting for you too.
Yeah.
But Clay likes the 14. And it's a nice thing about 8-ball, you can choose different patterns. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you got how many players in this room right now? A few hundred, and you could almost run it that many different ways.
That's a fact, absolutely. And a lot of people wouldn't even have started where ball in hand where he did. I mean, it's actually a beautiful game, 8-ball. It's more strategic than people actually give it credit. That's for sure.
Yeah. And let's see.
So now he's going to draw back just a little bit, a little stun shot on the 11, and he should be straight in on the 13.
Yeah, because he's got to get down table for the 15. I think it's underneath his arm.
I think he's going to get out here. He's, like I said, he's a pretty qualified player, and he had a good plan to begin with. His may be better than mine, or who knows, but all that matters is
it's better for him.
It's better for him. He's getting it done.
Yeah.
He's getting it done, you know.
So,
I'd have to bet a nickel that he's probably going to get out here, you know.
Daniel, these are 7-foot tables, bar tables, whatever you want to call them. But, yeah, these are 7-foot diamonds. They're, I believe, the smart tables and the pro. I don't know if we're having any of the pro-am ones in here.
Well, and I will say this. I bought my wife one of these for Christmas, and so her and her girlfriends come over to the house, and they play on these things, and I hit a few balls at home on it. And I will say this. These are great tables.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that just to say that. I'm not here to promote, you know, anybody else getting rich without me getting a check. But they are. They're the best bar table I've ever seen. You know, they all seem to roll pretty good, and they're easy to move around, easy to level. Though they do weigh 800-900 pounds, guy. I know because I had to move one myself once I got it home.
I bet.
That was a brutal job. Anyway, Clay got those just like he. You know, that ball in hand made his job a little easier. And
he stayed right within probably his original pattern there, too.
Yeah, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Now he's 2-0 ahead. And, you know, I didn't play pool for a long time, and we didn't used to have the alternate breaks. But what I can tell you is when you're doing alternate breaks, and you're 2-0 ahead, you're more than 2-0 ahead because the other guy can't just put a 2 on you.
No, you're getting to the table.
Even if you run a rack, and now you give the other guy the break, you know, you can only win one game at a time. So a 2-0 head start is a pretty good head start.
Well, yeah, in a short race to 7 too.
In a short race, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people go, what do you mean short race? That seems like a long race. But when you're talking, the higher up you go in a caliber of players, I mean, they extend this. You should, you know, a race to 11 could be a short race for you guys.
In winter break, it could be. You're right. Yeah, but they don't seem to do any more of that. I haven't seen much of that, even on the videos. Once in a while, I'll watch the videos.
Derby City is winner's option. So you know, how many people are going to give up the break after they win? No, you go ahead and break, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to try and run a 6-pack on you or something.
Yeah. They changed a lot of things in pool, and I'm not going to say for the better or not. I don't really know. All I know is you got to go along with the program because things in life change. You know.
You just got a proposal there, JD. Somebody wants to marry you too because you bought them.
Lord have mercy. Careful what you ask for. Thank you very much.
You bought it says you got your wife a pool table for Christmas. Can I marry you too?
Well, she takes good care of me. She deserves it. I will say that.
Yeah, she's good people.
She's a wonderful woman, absolutely. In fact, I'm glad that subject came up because I can't speak enough about her. That's a fact. She deserves everything she gets. She's earned, and over.
Yeah. Thanks for the subscription, ZZ Gamer. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, how many people we got listening? And we got anybody listening to us right now?
We got people listening to us right now. Let me pull that up for you here.
Okay.
Right now we got 182 people online watching.
That can actually stand listening to me talk.
Yeah,
I can dig that. Thank you. Thank you for even for not running away.
Yeah, no, I'd listen to you all day long, especially when you're talking about pool.
Well, actually, I've met a lot of youngsters around here that I never knew because I hadn't been around pool for a while, and they all seem to kind of gather around me for whatever reason, and I'm enjoying that. It's nice to see that there's some young guys. They maybe don't play great, so to speak, yet, but they do enjoy being around someone who's got maybe a little guidance and a few stories, and maybe make them feel like they got a chance if they do the work and do the right work. So.
Yeah, well, and it's anybody if in the area, if they've got the chance to let you bend their ear on it, I'd take it in an instant.
And I think if they get the right person, and I'm not trying to sell lessons because I don't even do lessons anymore. Sherry and I, we got connected at a time where it was good for both of us.
Yeah, I mean, just sitting there talking the stories or telling you a shot or something and you saw them do, just something simple like that. Listen.
Yeah. See, now we're into the third game here, and it's Mike Stevens at the table. Once you and I start talking, we don't necessarily pay attention to everything, but
it's okay.
He's got himself in a little bit of a tougher route because, first of all, he didn't get ball in hand after he made a ball on the break. Did he break the balls?
Clay broke.
Excuse me.
I think Clay broke these because Clay got ball in hand the last game.
Okay, Clay probably didn't make a ball on the break, and it looks like Mike Stevens took solids, and that whole corner over there is jammed up with stripes.
Yep.
The 11 ball's kind of. He's hoping to maybe shoot this 7 ball and follow it in after the 11. If he does that, it might solve all his problems.
Yeah.
Let's see how he hits this. You got to hit it. You got to hit it with maybe a little draw helps. See, he didn't hit it. Maybe he was just trying to cover the pocket there. He didn't know maybe that he could have made that ball.
Yeah, he could have made that.
But the main thing is that he put his ball in front of the hole, even though I think the 14. Is that pea green striped ball, the 14?
Yes, it is.
I'm still learning which balls are which.
Yeah, well, so Kevin tells me when I was having problems when we first started playing, I'm like, that 6 and the 7, it just gets me. And
Those are the two, yeah.
Well, Sherry, the 6 ball's still green.
It's still green. Yeah.
So that's how.
And the other one's not really blue because the 2 and the 10 are blue.
Yeah,
so
it's robin's egg blue.
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't take long to figure it out,
Yeah, and look at this, with him leaving that cue ball there, he's got Clay on that other ball that he, blocked the hole on him from.
Yeah, so now Clay gets to shoot that up in the corner. He made a great shot, played position on the 10 ball.
Yeah,
once he makes the 10 ball and gets a little angle on the 14, now he gets to break up or just bump the 13-15, and it looks like he's going to get a little knick-knack out if he can shoot these next 2 shots really successfully,
Oh, yeah. Yes, this tournament is played at the Chinook Winds Casino and Resort in Lincoln City, Oregon.
And it's a great little venue. Even myself, I'm here for vacation. My life's a little different. I'd like to win the tournament and buy my grandchildren some things, but to be honest with you, I'm having fun here. You can bring your RV, or you can rent a nice house and share it with others, or you can get a motel room, or I do the RV thing because I got a couple dogs that I run around on the beach when I'm not playing. But
there you go.
So that's anyway. Clay.
What do you think about the bank here on the 13 back at him?
Well, that's probably what he's going to have to do. But he didn't put no inside English on that last shot to break those up, and he could get punished for that.
No, it did. It came straight off of it.
He might even break these up and go behind the 7, just a little soft baby play safe. That's what he's going to do. He maybe could have hit it a little harder, and the 7 ball would have come off the rail, and the cue ball would have went to the rail. But at least he's loosened up his 13-15 in case he does get back to the table.
No, he's giving himself a chance.
Now Mike Stevens is going to have to come with a shot right here. This is what you call a little firepower. It's good to set up some long shots so that you're a little more comfortable shooting these, because that's what you're going to get sometimes.
And that's the 9 ball down there with the 1 ball. So it's not like these are the only 2 stripes that Clay has up here, and you can just hook them from them.
You've got to make the ball. There's no other way. Otherwise, you're just walking. What do they call that? A walking dead man. Am I allowed to say that?
You can say that.
I can say that. Okay. Yeah. So he's got to either roll it in. I don't like rolling that, and that's, it's a little timid. I like to. He's already jacked up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that one. That's where that's where you get to let your stroke out, because we call that you better cinch this one. You have to make it, and so whatever stroke is most comfortable, that's what you got to put on it.
Well, and again, it's come up with the you slow roll it. They stick together. They cling together a little bit because there isn't enough time for the separation. You don't hit the, and so it kind of sticks it, throws it a little bit. And you got to cut them thinner when you roll them.
Maybe he's a little smarter than what we thought, because he actually left Clay a little 90-degree cut on this 9-ball. In other words, by hitting it the speed he hit it. But I think Clay is going to cut it in.
Three rails and 3 rails right back around.
He gets to let the stroke out and just go ahead and cut it in here. So he's probably going to make this.
Get out of there.
That's what you had to worry about. So what he did there is he had a touch of inside instead of maybe a touch outside. A little outside would have widened it out a little bit and maybe missed that side pocket. But
he was thinking he needed to shorten it up and come to the other side of it maybe.
Yeah, I play awful good in this chair, don't I?
Man, I don't miss a ball
I haven't
from over
missed
here.
a ball yet either. In fact, I haven't scratched ever. So that's all I can tell you. Is it looks a lot easier from the microphone. That's for sure.
Yep.
Have we lost anybody? Have we still got 182?
191 now.
Well, we're growing.
Yeah, Daniel, you are listening to Sherry Ross and John J.D. Doherty.
Now he's going to have to do a little bit just to draw this back. I would like to have gotten past that side pocket just to get a little. Yeah. But this guy's got a good stroke too.
Yeah, but this can rattle. It didn't rattle, but that can rattle on you real easy with that little bit further distance.
See, he needed a good stroke to pull that back exactly like that, and he's a good player too. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in this. What is this? The elite division?
This is the elite division, so, 625 and above. It's your division.
Oh. Okay, so I'm not supposed to even like these guys. Okay. No, I'm sure I like them just fine. They're all nice guys for sure.
Yeah, they are.
They're all here having a good time, and Now I will say something, because I've fallen in love with something in this joint, and I will tell you, and they're probably going to be mad at me for making me have to bake this stuff all night long, but that fried bread they have down in the kitchen is real good. I'm just going to say that and leave it alone.
Indian fry bread.
You get a little honey and a little butter, and you dip it in that. It's just
it's the bomb.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So you're still north of Seattle, or are you down?
I'm up in Marysville. I'm actually on top of the hill at a place called Fire Trail Road, right behind the Tribal Casino over there. My wife works at the casino, and
right on.
They're lucky to have her. Believe me. She anyway. I don't need to sell that too.
And Andy says, I thought that was a familiar voice.
Okay, I should be selling shoes or something right now, shouldn't I?
Can you get me a deal on a good pair?
Yeah. Well, the gentleman that owns the Hustlin' USA Clothing says he's going to come give me a shirt if I win that last match so I can wear it tomorrow. But also my friend Damien's got a clothing line down there to jam up. So either one of those, I like them both, just to let you know. And they're both great guys, Of course, that Damien, he's a sharpshooting pool player. I'm sure half the country knows who he is,
Yeah, and more than half the room's wearing his stuff now.
Oh, he's hit the ground running. He's only been at it 4, 5, 6 months, and got everybody wearing that stuff,
You want to know how far it goes? I walk in the pool league Wednesday night 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
One of my teammates is wearing his shirt.
This is what I mean. Damien is first of all, Damien is a heck of a salesman, first of all, and then on top of that, I think that stuff sells itself anyway.
Yeah, I was like, I walked down. I was like, oh my God, you're wearing Jam Up. I said, I have to take a picture of this. I said, I'm friends with the owner of the company. He was like, oh, I knew, he's from over there, but I figured you knew him. I'm like, no, Damien's one of our friends. So I took a picture of it, put it up on his wall on Facebook, Jam Up in Michigan, right? And he thought it was awesome. And now Ron's actually ordered like 3 or 4 more shirts.
You know what I'm digging about me and you? We're sitting here watching pool, and we're watching good pool right now. You and I haven't really saw each other for a long time. Here we are. We're just fall right in the stroke together. And not because we've done this before, because I don't think we have, but I'm enjoying this. I want you to know.
Oh, thanks. I'm really happy you came and sat down. People get to hear another side, a very educated look at the table, and just stories of pool. And you've been in the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest for forever. You've been
Yeah.
around the game,
My whole life.
and
yeah.
just to get those stories and that knowledge across to people, it's the best, and they love it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good people up in this neck of the woods for sure. Well, Clay's got solids. He shot a ball and one of the solids and came down and tried to bump the ball. I don't know if the 2 ball goes past the 13 or not. It's hard to.
He may have the.
I don't think it does. You can usually tell on TV. It doesn't look like it does.
Yeah. Well, let's see the 2 and the 13. Let me see if I can get us a better view of that. I know you can shoot the 5 in the side right now. No, the 2 doesn't pass the 13.
I'd almost shoot the 1 here, but like you said, it's a preference. There's not. There's no rules and regulations on all that.
No, very, very rarely is there an absolute you shoot this ball right now.
Yeah.
That doesn't come up very often.
Yeah,
And more often or not, there's the you absolutely shouldn't shoot this ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the beauty of the game is it's a lot like one pocket. You can design your own way of playing the game, and 50 other guys will shoot a different shot. Some shoot at their hole, and some just want to play safe. You do whatever you want to do. It's a beautiful game. 8-ball is a more strategic game than most people understand. So I think he's going to roll this in and play the 3 down to the other end.
Yeah, and then he can roll to the short side of the 1 and come through the short side.
Yeah, he bounced off the rail maybe a hair more than he wanted to, but with a little inside English, I think he can carry it past the 11 and go down and get the 1.
Does the 7 look like it goes in the side to you?
It does go on the side, so he maybe would like to get on that right now and then draw it back for the 1 and then play the 2 up in the other corner. And just to let you know, that's a tricky, touchy little out. You need pinpoint position on everything here,
Yeah, and he hasn't gotten there.
He's got on the 50-yard line. He's not good on the 1, and he's not good on the 7. He can make either one, but he can't really make either one and get easy position on the next. So we'll see what he decides to. He'll have to go. He'll have to go up and down. Yeah. Did they just call my name to play? I got to make sure I don't play. I don't know if I'm even playing tonight or not. I thought I heard him say my name.
Let me.
You got the bracket on the phone?
I've actually got the bracket right here, but we'll check for you.
Yeah, that'd be good.
See when JD plays.
Because I see Damien's already playing another match, so maybe I do got to play another match. Yeah, we'll make sure about that.
We will not have you forfeiting. 9 p.m. March 15th.
I'm sorry to have to say this, but what's the date today since you put it in
Thursday.
Oh, so that's tomorrow.
Thursday, 9 a.m. I said p.m. at 9 a.m.
Yeah, so I don't play till
on
tomorrow.
table 2. Tomorrow
morning. I'm a morning guy too, so I like that actually. A lot of these pool players talk about how they don't like the morning. When you get up and go to work, you don't mind the morning. Where am I?
Yep, tomorrow morning. Yep.
Is that me there?
That's you.
I don't have my glasses on.
And you're actually playing the loser of this match.
The loser of this match.
Yes.
Oh, so this is an A-side match.
Yep.
These are the good players. In other words.
These are the good players. Yeah. ZZ Gamer, this is actually our last match of the night.
Okay.
But being that we have our the DVR feature enabled on our stream, you can take this stream, rewind it back 4 hours. You can also wait for us to be finished for the night. After we go off air, the whole day will be available to you.
I dig that. Yeah, that's good. And technology's come a long ways, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. And then we're actually one of the only streamers that leaves that active so that you can pause it, fast forward, rewind. Most people don't do that. We are one of the only streamers that leaves that on for our viewers.
Oh, I like that. See now, Mike, he's shot that difficult 10-ball shot, but he hit it real good. He loosened up the 8-ball, and now it looks like he, maybe he's got a knick-knack out. I don't know why he's going to save the 14-13 for last, but it looks like that's his plan. Maybe he likes that. Maybe it makes him feel comfortable that that's blocking that hole. But I think
he's going to have to shoot it now because he's got too much angle on the 11 to get to the 12.
Yeah, and I was going to say, there's a time where it's forget about comfort. It's time to run out. This is that time.
It's go time.
Yeah. So he put a little draw on that. Now he'll probably shoot the 14 and bounce off across the table and shoot the 11 and then the 12 and maybe the 8 in the side or the corner.
Yeah, had a little bit of center left-hand English on this 14 to be working back towards that 11.
Not much left, just enough to know what the ball's going to do when you hit it. But just a little draw. Oh, he spun it. Okay, you could do that either way. You know, on that way he get to roll the ball again.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier to play perfect position when you can just put a little putt shot on it than stunning it or drawing it. You can get away from you sometimes.
Man, here's something else that comes up, something that you taught me too. Is it better to go long or short? There, it was better to go long. Come off of the second rail.
Never go short. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, unless you know, like when you're picking a side to play shape, is it better for me to come up short on this shot to still get a shot, you know, to have a better way of getting shot safe or not safe, but end up with position, or to go a little bit past it, go a little bit longer?
Go a little longer. You know, definitely leave yourself a shot. You know, and there's different variables on that, but. Always make sure you get a shot, even if it's a little longer than what you wanted. That's better than having a bank at it instead of just straight in, you know.
Yeah, and
so
Mike handled it just fine.
Did a fine job. All he's got to do is put this one in the hole, as he will. And there we go. Now we got a 2-2.
Yeah, tied up.
Yeah. It's not quite a barn burner, but it's a start to something good happening.
Yeah.
I kind of like it when they come down the stretch, you know, hill, and then you get to see how guys act. That's to me, that's what it's really all about anyway.
Yeah, it's how do you handle the nerves and at coming down to the end. And a lot of these matches with the have been coming down to hill this week, and it's actually slowed the tournament down. But it shows that Fargo, when you're putting them in the groups that are, the rest of the divisions, not your division, the rest of them are no more than 50 Fargo points separating the top and the bottom player.
Yeah, right.
And so it shows just how accurate, those who are established, that this system really is.
Yeah, and it is a good system. I will say this, when you take a Fargo rating, and this is just my opinion, and I'm going to have a moment since they're racking the balls, it doesn't really describe what kind of heart each individual plays.
No.
It doesn't really tell whether they are a good straight pool player, a one-pocket player, or a three-cushion billiard player, or a rotation player. It just kind of gives you a general number of that's about how they play rotation.
No.
But some guys play awesome 8-ball, and then they struggle a little bit more on the, when they play 9-ball. And then, of course, some guys never miss a ball on the bar table, but their stroke doesn't quite meet the criteria on a bigger table to be a real good player because they're always playing on a bar table. So it's still it's kind of vague still, but it works for what we're doing here for sure. It works really well. Absolutely it does,
Yeah, well, when you go, if you can sit here and roll balls on a bar table all day long, you go and get on a 9-footer, and you got to stroke your ball around the table, and you're in big trouble.
Yeah, in other words, there's a lot of variables in pool. You got snooker, you got three-cushion billiards, you got straight pool, you got 15 different things you could probably do, and some people only play one of them. Some people play all the games.
Yeah.
I've always loved all the games myself, but. Now, did Mike Stevens make a ball here? Did he break those? See, we don't pay complete attention. We're having too much fun. But did he break those?
Mike did, yes.
So he made a ball then, and he's looking at the 5-ball. And the 2-ball is the only one that really looks like it maybe needs a bump. It might go into the side pocket. Now he overcut the. Now he can't hear me talk.
No, they can't hear you down there.
I'm glad to hear that, because I would hate to think that he overcut that because I said he's going to cut the 5 in.
Yeah, no, they can't hear you down there.
I'm not one who likes to disturb anybody when they're trying to concentrate, because they pay their money to come in here, and the concentration is required to play a high-speed pool. So. Anyway, now it's still open then, isn't it?
It is still open, and
that's a tough thing about 8-ball. You can make 3 balls on the break and then miss the first shot, and it's still open to the other guy. You have to
establish.
You've got to make your choice, establish what you're trying to do exactly.
And,
So we'll see if Clay thinks that the solids is a good choice like Mike did.
Yeah.
See what he's going to do.
if he can shoot that 2 in the side, I think it's probably what we're going to see him
I think
start
that's
with.
what he's going to do. Yeah, that's because he can hit the 11 and still make the 2. So it's not. It's actually you don't even need a referee at this point. It's still open.
Yeah, because it's open table. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
Exactly. So.
Yeah.
And it looks like you didn't have to worry about it hitting the
Went
11
clean.
anyway.
Yeah.
Swish. I like that word. That sounds good. That feels good. Swish.
Yeah.
You know,
It does.
basketball term.
Hey, I like it. Nothing. Oh, go ahead. Nothing but net. We use that sometimes too.
Yeah.
Just is what it is.
You're very entertaining on the mic. I didn't know how you were going to sound. I was listening to Kevin when he was. You guys were back at Derby City, or at least he was. Were you there with him?
I was, and that was actually
Okay.
that was actually done in our living room. We recorded the matches at Derby City, and the commentary and everything was done in our living room.
Okay.
I was sick when we came home, so he did most of the matches.
Okay. Well, that was the first time that I had even realized that Kevin and Sherry had this gig going, and what I really appreciated is Kevin's knowledge on reporting on some of the best players in the world, because he actually knew what they were going to do. Her husband Kevin is a better player than most people know. He's such a quiet guy, and he never really. He's almost too humble.
He would be playing in this division, and he would be near the top of it. His Fargo rate is higher than both of these players.
Exactly. No, Kevin's a good player. That's right. He got a lot of knowledge, and he's an intelligent being too. And I think a little of both helps.
Oh yeah. If it wasn't for him, I come up with ideas and things, and I take it to him and say, "Is it possible that we could do this? I would like to look at doing this. Can we do this?" And he's the one that says yes or no.
Yeah, he's the engineer. In other words, he's the one that tells you whether it's possible to put things together or not. Now, Steve just looked at me like he heard me talk. And you sure they can't hear me talk, huh?
Steve may be able to. Out at the table, no.
Okay.
I've been out there too many times to know that you can't hear.
Well, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or some guys are just giving me dirty looks anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Well, it might have been aimed at me too. Yeah. So Clay's playing this combination. Make sure you hit the 5 into that.
He didn't really want to make both, and yet it don't really matter because he played good position on. Is that the 6 ball there?
That's a 6 by the side, and it looks like this 3 goes in the corner here.
So you play the 6 with a little draw, and you play the 3 straight in, and you a little draw on the 3, and it looks like you can play the 8 in the other corner over there.
Yeah.
Or if you draw a little too much, you can shoot the 3 and bump the 10 and play the 8 in one of the sides. In other words, he's in good.
He's overdrew.
Well, guys do that. That's a natural feeling, is to make sure you.
Yeah, make sure you get there.
He didn't want not to draw it at all. So, he's probably going to roll it in, and the cue ball is going to make the 3, hit the 10, and bump the 8, and he's going to be straight in the side pocket.
Yeah, more than likely.
If it all goes perfect.
Yeah, well, and as long as he hits the 3 to the proper side of the hole too.
Yeah, if he shoots this correctly, he's going to be straight in on the 8 in the side here.
And just with some follow so that it bumps the 10 out of the way. You don't want to draw into it and come off of it.
And then it deflects off the 10 and goes into the 8. And there you go. Splish splash. There you go. Yeah, it looks like a genius. He knew exactly what he was doing, in other words.
Yes, he did.
It helps to see the picture before you get down on it, so that you can actually get results that you knew were going to happen, instead of just banging into balls and wondering where to go. I look like earlier I tried to do a similar shot, and I hit the ball a little thinner. And next thing you know, I'm trying to bank the 6 instead of just be straight in the pocket. So you got to hit those perfect. Usually guys that play good straight pool are real good at that. Guys who run one pocket usually are pretty good at that too. But I made it look difficult earlier, and he made it look just like it was supposed to. So.
Like butter. Yeah.
So now we got 3-2. That's Clay. Clay's he's a good player. He's playing good right now.
We played doubles in a tournament at when Randy was still over on 196th.
Okay.
It was shortly after he moved here, and we actually did really well in it. But and he's come up ball and a half
Oh,
at this
yeah.
place and thing.
Yeah. He hits a million balls. Plus, he loves hitting balls. You know, I never did like practicing, but I guess I'm starting to learn to practice a little bit because I'm trying to get my game polished up again. But no, Clay, he likes to play, and he actually didn't he just win the doubles tournament here too?
Yes, he did.
So I mean, there you go. When you win it once or you win it again, now you're going to win it.
Yeah.
know? Now he's one of the favorites every time he comes in the place.
Well, and he's gonna be a little hot commodity. Everybody's gonna want to be playing with him now.
Yeah, and he's single, from what I understand. He's. I can't believe the guy said it. If I was single, I would never say it. But he's hoping some girl comes into his life and he starts a family. He's got a good job and he wants everything in life. But
there you go,
there
ladies.
again, careful what you ask for.
Yeah, hey, if you're looking for a pool player, there you go.
Yeah, right. With a good job now.
Yeah, with a good job, works for Boeing.
Yeah.
Clay's gonna kill us when he hears this.
Clay's like, well, unless the right girl comes along, then he'll be thanking us.
Yeah.
You know?
Must be a pool player.
You got to at least allow Clay to play pool. That's
Yeah.
for sure. It's not right to get with somebody and not let them have enjoy their passion that they've been doing their whole life.
Yep.
People become miserable that way.
He's gonna drag off. Looks like Mike's gonna. He's gonna run into the 5.
Well, that's not, 9 goes in the side, but I mean, it's not what he wanted.
Yeah, no, that.
But the stripes are available. It really looks good for the stripes. He might have to shoot. Well, he could probably play position on the. He might have to play position on that 10-12 combo after the 9.
Yeah.
If he can hit. Anyway, he's in tough right now just to get back online. In other words, sometimes you got to come with one in order to straighten everything back up, and that's where he's at right now.
He's making himself work really hard on this. He's shooting the, is that the 15 down table? Or
Yeah.
He's shooting the 15 down table.
And he likes to roll that ball, so let's see how this goes for him.
Got the 11 right
This
there.
time he hit it good, and he's a little straighter in on that 11 than he wanted, but he didn't want to take a chance of scratching. But he's still in recovery because this is not what you call great position for the situation.
Yeah, no.
Now he's got to stun, follow it, and maybe even add a little left English so when it hits the rail, it heads up table to shoot one of them balls in the side pocket or something. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, the 10. It looks like the 10 does go in the corner, but you got to come in and shoot behind, get around the 2.
He actually did well. If it doesn't scratch, I can't see because he's in the way.
Oh yeah, this one here.
we're going to say that's successful. It's not perfect, so he isn't completely recovered, but he's got an easier shot than the first 2 he shot.
Yeah, he's working his way back into line here.
Yeah, sometimes it takes you a few shots to get back to where you can breathe again.
Yeah, but the cue ball's headed right at that 4.
Yeah.
It looks like if he cuts the 12 in, he could cut it to the right hand side of the hole maybe and avoid it.
Oh yeah, he's going to draw this and come down for the
9.
9 and then play the 10 in the side.
He overcooked it.
Boy, he really barbecued that. Oh no, it slowed down. He knew what he was doing.
Ran into the 5, helped him out there.
Oh, is that what slowed it down? I thought it was going a little too fast too.
Yeah.
So it did hit a ball.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it ran into the 5 there.
So now he can just roll it in. He can either put a touch inside and get on the other side of the 10, or if he wants to challenge getting perfect position, he could get a touch of left and come to this side. I put a touch inside in case I don't get perfect position. I got a shot no matter where I end up over there.
Yeah, you got a bigger window to that side.
And he chose to shoot it in the corner. I like to go into that rail and come up to that side pocket. That will let my stroke out a little bit. But there's nothing wrong with his choice. He's making moves. This is everything right here.
Yeah, he's ended up good on that ball.
Yeah.
For straight in, pretty much. He's got a little bit of angle, but not a lot. Float past the 2.
Yeah.
Oh, he did more than float past the 2.
Yeah. And see, now I believe that to be a real good player, 5% of what you're gonna grow is staying off those rails. But on a bar table, people are on the rail all the time, and they just seem to keep making the ball like getting on the rail doesn't matter. But I will tell you from experience, if you can keep the cue ball off the rail, you're going to say you're a 600, you'll be a 625 just by waking up the next morning if you could just stay off the
Yeah.
rails.
Well, yeah, you're giving yourself more place to cue at the ball. Then you're moving it around instead of having to accept just rolling it in, or I can only put a little bit of right on it. And so now I got, and accepting and accepting and accepting when you can actually move the ball like you want to.
Especially when you get on a bigger table.
Yeah.
And and then you're in trouble when you're on that rail. And I know that you can jack up, stun with English and everything else. If you're a great player, just watch the Filipinos do it. It doesn't matter, but they do not want to be on the rail, and that's just because they can do anything when they're on the rail doesn't mean that's a good place to be.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's where they want to be. Yeah, no.
Not by any means. So, okay, so there's 3-3. Now it's getting close to where. Well, the heat's starting to raise a little bit now. Now you got to get out on your break, is what you're thinking. You got to make a ball on the break.
Got to hold serve here.
Yeah, he seems to be breaking out of his hand. I've been breaking off the rail and hitting the second ball, and I've had some success. But everybody's doing it different. A lot of guys are breaking just like Clay broke them. And I've seen them coming up dry quite a bit, but then other guys do the same break and just put a different hit, maybe a little lighter speed or more speed, and they explode,
When you're using the magic rack, it's not really because, they are. It's not because you're racking them different or whatever. It's just whatever touch they're putting on it.
Now, I haven't asked to borrow no one's magic rack yet. First of all, I guess I'm not a magic rack guy, as everyone probably knows by now if you know anything about me. But that's neither here nor there. But as long as the table rack's decent for me, I think putting the magic rack on is a lot more work. You got to put each ball in there, where instead of just throwing the balls up there and flinging them up there. If they rack good, then the balls break good. But if you get a table, sometimes if it hasn't been recovered in a while, then that magic rack is probably a real good idea.
Well, they said, especially for 9-ball, it has sped the game up because now you're not trying so hard to, because at 9-ball you got to get all of those balls tight. You got more room for things to fall off a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And so for 9-ball, it has sped the game up, which is good for tournaments like this where you need to get it to sped up as fast, anywhere you possibly can.
Got to keep it moving along, exactly.
But I prefer a traditional rack.
I'm old school, so a lot of these new toys they have out. I actually made a good jump shot for the first time. I paid $180 for a good jump cue. I can't remember the guy's name, otherwise I'd say so because I really liked it.
Is it a hand shell?
It's the one that Stan Tarango has. Whoever made his, that's who made mine, and he got it right out and got it right back to me. And I wish I knew his name. I would tell you because that's a guy I like doing business with. And I've had some failures with doing some business with some guys who do cues and stuff. Not everybody's a professional.
No, they're not.
So careful who you give your money to, especially because a lot of these guys, if you do it through the mail, you got to give the money up front, And I'm very happy with that jump cue. Anyway, the moral of that story is old JD actually made a jump cue, a jump shot.
Right on.
Yeah.
The first one ever. No.
Maybe no, but the first one I started a year and a half ago. It might have been the first one in a year and a half. But maybe I'm back on a roll. I don't know. We'll see. Time will always tell.
So what's Mikey doing here?
Yeah. Well, he's kind of he's in an awkward position. He's solid. Will the 2 go into the side?
Playing a combination.
He's playing safe here.
Playing safe.
He's playing safe.
Just gonna feather off of it.
Yeah, but the problem with this, now he put the guy behind. He's solid, and he put himself behind the stripe.
Yeah.
So now that kind of leaves the other guy a choice of just leaving him behind the stripe. I don't know if it's there to do that because he didn't get close to the 14 ball, but I don't like to put the ball where they can put me behind their ball. You're just asking for trouble when you do that. But we'll see what Clay does. They're both very knowledgeable guys, and he felt like that was he probably needed to play safe there. I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
No. Well, Clay could probably do almost exactly what Mike just did and thin off, just barely thin off of the 10 and have the cue ball come back around right back over where it is.
Well, he's got all kinds of choices. He could go off the 15.
Bank off the 15.
He could go off the 15, come behind the 14. He could go off the 14 and go up by the 15 if he wants. He could shoot the 10 and draw behind the 14. He's got a lot of things to choose from. So now that you got 4 or 5 things to choose one, the thing is to choose the one that you think you can do most consistently so that you're successful in doing it. It's not always the fanciest one that's the right one. It's the one that you can be consistent with.
Looks like he's thinning off the 14 and trying to stick him in
there.
there.
And see, now he didn't want to really bump it, because now it looks like either that 3 ball goes in the other side.
Yeah,
and
it looks
that
like
might have opened everything up.
Yeah, if it did, that could be.
He didn't even want to hit that 15, and then that would have been a good shot.
Yeah.
Let's see if he did, if that did open everything up.
It looks like it did, and when Mike makes this 3 here, though,
it's gonna loosen that 7 ball is gonna go to the left, and he might end up on. He might run out off that little air right there. Let's see.
You gotta really control this. The 7 going into the 2 that you don't
exactly
get funny.
Well, no, everything's fine because now he's gonna shoot the 7. He's gonna move the 10. He's gonna somehow try to get on that 1, and then the 2 will go by. He might shoot the 7 with draw, and anyway, he's got options.
Yeah,
He's in the driver's seat again. Let's see how this works out here.
Looks like he's trying to pop off of the 10, draw out of it, off of it.
And I definitely would put a little speed on that, as he did. Sometimes it doesn't work out right, but
he's got the 4.
Well, if he's got the 4, he is in the driver's seat. The only problem with it is he doesn't like where the 8 is now.
Yeah.
He can shoot the 4, but then he's got to. Where's he gonna go?
The 1 ball.
He can draw back into the 11, but that don't help him. He could follow it 3 cushions to out of the corner and maybe get position on the 2. That's probably what I would do. I would probably shoot it down, follow it out to the middle of the table, roll the 2 in, bump the 10, and maybe have a shot on the 1 from there.
Yeah, he was looking to see if he could start with the 1 from there, just rub the 1 in.
That would have been good for him because then he would have an out. Even if he had to go rail first and with a little spin to kind of cut it in.
Yeah, I don't know if he can. Man, that's tight through there.
Anyway, that's where you just you're hitting the ball a little firm like you did on that last shot. And you're kind of throwing caution to the wind. You're hoping things spread a little good. And three of the balls all went to the side pocket area there. Let's see what he does here. Oh, he covered another hole for
Clay.
For Clay, and that's never a good thing for you. He might have to actually shoot the 2 and draw into the 8 and maybe find a way to make the 9 on a 3-ball combination. Who knows what you can do in this spot. Yeah. All I know is you're probably not the favorite from this area right here.
Can you pinch the 2 at the 1?
Yeah, you could do that too, but like I said, either one of them's a little reckless.
Yeah.
I might
kick at it. I think I like kicking at it better than doing that.
I might go off the left side of the 2. Knocks the 10 out of the way with a little high right, go to the end rail, and then try to go up and bump that 1 in. Because there's not a whole lot of options here. There's nothing that looks like, oh, I'm glad I have this, All right, he's ducking. He tried to go down table, but he's in trouble here. Well, it looks like maybe the 14. I don't know if the 14 goes or not. If the 14 goes, then I'd say Clay is way the favorite to run out in this spot.
Yeah.
You still got to deal with the pressure and everything. So as long as none of that gets in the way, he is definitely the favorite to run out here.
It doesn't. Can he shoot this?
He
can. He can shoot the. Is that the 14 over there?
Yeah, I think that 50. Goes past. That's the only ball I'm not sure is. Does that go past the 1? If that goes past the 1, then he's the favorite to run out. Otherwise, he has to get the 9 before he gets positioned on the 14.
It doesn't look like it goes in the side.
Okay, well then he's going to shoot the 15 because that's the smartest one to start with.
Yeah.
And then he'll have to come back. He'll not want to waste too much time and come back down and get rid of that 9.
Yeah, opening up the
Maybe,
path.
or maybe the 14 goes down in the same corner he just shot the 15.
Oh,
I can't really tell from right
yeah,
here.
it's a possibility. It's,
Only he knows.
let's see.
I don't think it comes
Let's
down
put
to
that
this
one up on the
corner.
big screen. I think it might be off the 1 just enough.
Maybe.
Man.
Yeah, he's the only guy that really knows at this point.
Yeah,
He's
eyeing
looking
it.
at it. Yeah, I don't think it goes. Anytime you got to squint like that, you really would rather not shoot at that shot.
Yeah.
Know? If you don't have to. If you have to, then maybe you. They say if it looks like it goes, it probably does. Meaning it doesn't have to be. If it even looks close, there's probably room because the pocket's got a little extra space. Where you can cheat the pocket just enough to where you could probably make it go.
Oh, well, he's going to get, if it goes, he's going to get on the short side of it, or get on it here from the 13.
Well, with a good stroke like he might even shoot the 13 and go into the cushion and low left and come back and hit that 14. He's a good enough player to do something like that. Now, I don't know if he got over on towards the rail enough to make himself happy there. We'll see. If he shoots it, it certainly goes because he's not one who's going to guess that ball.
No. Yeah. No, he's not going to say, I think, and then just poke it.
No, if you're going to shoot that ball, you're betting the whole game on it. You got to know it goes in there. That's for sure. I don't know why it matters, but it looks like we keep picking up people wanting to listen to us.
Somebody heard you were on.
Jeez. Finally got friends.
I've always considered you one, so.
Well, I always say, when you got 6 kids and 8 grandchildren and 2 dogs, you ain't got much time for too many people.
Yeah, no.
I can't hardly manage myself, let alone you start piling them on.
Yeah. So Melissa is going to be here for the team event, correct?
She's coming for the team event, and I'm gonna stay here and root her on. Look at now. That's what I mean. Now, that shelf actually gave that up awful sweet because if it was me, I'm going to say it, I'm going to be a little negative for about 2 seconds. That would have stayed in the shelf if I hit it.
Yeah.
I've been watching them. Like you said, Mikey shot that one earlier. They hang in the shelf a couple of times, and next thing you know, you're not the one taking the ticket to the director over there.
Yeah.
So,
That's what people want to know who won. I just, if it's across the room or something, I just, looks like it's going to be over with. Look to see who's carrying the score sheet up.
Who's got the white piece of paper, exactly,
Yeah, Mike.
And if they got beat, they probably don't want to hear too much for about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
anyway,
no, let them breathe.
Yeah.
Mike Littman, the 7 and the 15 are that robin's egg blue.
Okay.
The green, the lime green, or whatever color you want to call it, is the 6 and the 14.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Clay's going to make short work of this one right here. Yeah. And I will say, just because I don't know out of that 201, we collected another one, but out of the 201 people listening, I don't know how many people know this, so I'm just going to say this for the people who don't know it. If you see somebody get beat from across the room, don't go over and ask them if they lost or not. Some people do that, and it's just anyway. I know you want to be involved and be a part of, but people, they really don't want to have to say, "Yeah, I got beat," especially 10 times.
Yeah, or don't say, "What happened?"
Yeah, what happened? How could that happen? Yeah. Well, I rattled. I missed 2 birdie putts and shot one into the woods. That's what happened. I mean. Don't make them have to say it. They don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, for the most part, you just when people, if they want to talk about it or something, they're going to come get you.
Yeah.
They're going to sit down next to you, smoking their cigarette, and go, "Oh my goodness, you won't believe," and that'll rattle it. Until that happens, leave them alone.
Yeah, leave them alone because it's an emotional game. People wear that emotion on their sleeve. They're trying hard. They're trying hard as they can. In fact. No one's up there trying not to win, and everybody wants to win. And I heard something a few weeks ago, and it made sense. You have to hurt someone's feelings, believe it or not. And that's kind of sad to put it that way, but you have to hurt someone's feelings in order to win.
Yeah.
If you're not hurting their feelings, do you know what that means is the question. And the answer to that is you're losing.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Do their feelings mean more to you than you winning?
Someone's feelings has got to be hurting, and the guy or the girl, or whatever, the alien, whoever lost, does not really want to discuss it.
No,
Anyway,
not generally.
That's enough of that subject. But I see people do that all the time, and I don't know if they're being funny or if they really just need to be told that etiquette is just leave people alone when it's not going so good.
Yeah.
In fact, go buy them a cup of coffee or
a shot if that's what they do.
Or a shot if that's what they, a shot or two if that's what they do, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. So that getting on that game 4 in a race to 7, that's a big, getting past that halfway point.
Yeah.
It's a
that's
big game there.
Basically, it's first one over the river, so to speak,
Yeah.
the halfway. Now, Mike broke the balls, and he apparently made a ball, and he's chosen. Did he just shoot a stripe or a solid? See, you and I started having too much fun there again. And,
it's okay. He'll let us know in a second, maybe.
Yeah. The only one that understands what I just said is my wife. She's thinking, well, JD just starts talking and he gets in tunnel vision. He's on his own little world or whatever. But so we'll have to see what he's looking at to see what he. I think he shot a stripe, but I'm not gonna guarantee that.
Not gonna attest to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
He's shooting
He's
solids.
shooting solids. He's going to leave that 3 and the 6, huh? Okay.
He's getting over to the 3 right now, but don't get straight.
I think he wanted to get on the 1, and he just didn't. He didn't follow it enough.
Man, he can still cut this one in if he wanted and come. But that 8 ball's coming into play.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to shoot it now. Now you're going to shoot the 3 and work it out somehow. But maybe he was trying to get on the 3. That's something you don't know. You don't know what a guy was doing. He didn't.
Spin between there, and he came up short.
Well, he's got jacked up. He was trying to play position on the 4, but he should have hit it softer and not gone to them balls, or he should have hit it firmer and knocked them a little looser. You know.
I thought he was maybe trying to spin in between the 14 and the 15 to get to the 6.
No, I don't think he was. He would have put more. I don't even think he put English on that ball. If he was, and he just forgot the English. But
yeah.
I hate a jacked up shot like this, but he made it look. Look at that, he made it look easy. But now, because he's gone past his position a little bit, he's gonna have to worry about the ball not going exactly where he wanted it to go. The position's gonna change here.
He'd like to be able, from here. Well, you'd like to be able to just follow it straight forward. But he may have to rub it off of the side of that 13 to get it to push down there.
He probably should have came over and looked and saw that he needed to get straight in on that 1, and then all his problems would be solved. But now he's going to come towards the 10 or the 12, and then things could get ugly here. He's hoping. Let's see what he does. Maybe he sees something we can't see from this booth over here. You know.
He's still cutting it. He's cutting it to the side.
He's trying to miss the 11, it looks like.
I hate knitting playing pool.
Oh, boy. I'll tell you what I would have done. I would have hit it hard enough to where if I did go through there, I would have went 2 more rails and took it off the second rail. That way, if you hit a ball, it still has enough pepper to where it probably at least gives you position on the 6. Do you understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
In other words, the only chance he gave himself is not to hit a ball at all, and that was asking for a lot with that traffic out there.
Oh, yeah, that was a big ask. So I could call it knitting, crocheting, trying to bob and weave through all those balls.
That is what you said, yeah.
Oh, he almost got the double kiss in.
So when you're weaving your way through a lot of traffic, if it looks like you can hit the ball 15-20% harder because there's a lot of room over there, I recommend playing a little harder position just in case you hit one of those cars in the traffic jam. You know?
And there was a lot of them there.
Yeah, so now he's left Clay a pretty knick-knack out, and Clay's probably going to, once again, he's the favorite. I think he's hoping to maybe, I'd probably go 15 to the 13 right away, just because that's the ball that's out of, it's not where I want it.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at, going over to it.
It's away from the 8 ball, and it's near the rail, and anytime you get balls near the rail, those are the balls you want to get rid of if you can. And I'm not saying that's what you have to do. I'm just saying I don't like saving those for last. So
No, now he may have to shoot this 11 now.
I think he's gonna. I'm guessing because you never know what a guy's doing, but I'm probably gonna go 10, 14. I might even go. I might even go for the 13 and then draw back for the 11, 10, 12. I mean, I don't know, but I know that I don't like leaving that 13 for the last ball to get on the 8.
No.
Not that you can't do it, but why?
Why make yourself work so hard?
You'd really like that 11 or 12 to be the last ball before the 8, where you just roly-poly a couple of wins, you know.
What if you? Man, that bumping that ball just made this.
I might even shoot the 11 and draw over there, shoot the 13, and then shoot the 12, 10, 14, and that's probably what I would do looking at these balls.
That 14.
I'm going for that 13 as soon as, he didn't do that. But he didn't hurt the 12. It's still, so now he's going to go 10, 14, 13, 12, and the 8, and that's going to work just fine. Just about anything will work when the other guy leaves you 5 balls, 5, 6 balls just sitting in front of the hole, so to speak.
Yeah, duck soup.
See, now he got straight in on this 14, and that was not what he wanted to do.
No.
So he kind of shot the ball before that without really thinking maybe I ought to leave myself a little 22.5-degree angle, and that'll get me positioned on that 13 real nice. But let's see what he does. He'll follow it out of there.
What's a little bit of English? Spin it out.
So now he's got to have a little longer shot instead of just maybe another foot closer if he would have had an angle. But he's still he should be fine. Because now it's more of a stop shot. You don't have to bang it over there for that 8.
Nice shots, right back into position here.
Yeah, and then bing bang pow. Looks like he's 5-3. He's starting to make his move. Now there again, 5-3. There's that 2-game spread. Yeah, it's not 2 games when it's alternate breaks. You're not going to be all of a sudden be able to put a 2 on a guy and it be 5-5.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
You win one, he wins one. He's got you 6-4. You win one, he wins one again, and the set's over. You lose. So it's that was a big game for Mike Stevens not to get out on.
Yeah, it was.
Big difference between 4-4 and 5-3.
Yeah, and a race to 7.
And a race to 7. And of course now you get a little head start, and it's your break. Go take a little break and let the guy think about it for a minute. Plus, he probably has to go to the bathroom. I'm just going to say he has to go to the bathroom. But I'd like to think guys don't use that as a.
You let you stew.
Because that's not good to do that. There's no sense in all that, But he will be stewing. I mean, because he's thinking how he should have hit that ball a little harder going through that traffic.
Yeah.
More importantly, he's thinking about how he should have got straight in on the 1, because he just kind of hurried the ball before that.
Yeah, he did.
He figured anywhere over there was good. Now, if he was another foot away from the 1, anywhere was good. But the fact that he was only about 3 inches from it, he had to be straight in order to go down and just follow down table,
Yeah, no, it was just kept getting worse for him there. When you can't take it for granted. You have to check those angles. You watch the top players in the world play, and one of the biggest differences, regardless of how simple it is, they make sure they know that perfect angle.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if I should offer this, but I don't even know if I'm supposed to, but I just want you guys to know I'm just going to finish this set. And if anybody has any questions on pool, maybe I would answer a few. If you guys do they do that, or is that not allowed?
Well, no, you can. People, if you want something you want to ask JD, something you may know about.
Not about my personal life.
No,
just
about pool.
On pool. If you want to know how old I am, I'm 38. So that's all you need to know.
38 twice.
Yeah, twice.
Hold on one second.
Over there. See that big? See the big TV over there? It's right below that. There you go.
People think we're in charge of everything over here.
Yeah.
We look too official.
Well, we look intelligent. They figure we know what's going on, even though we don't.
Yeah, and I think they do it too because they look over there. Oh, there's one over there with no line. I'm going to go over there.
Yeah, and just remember, if the line is short, the food's probably no good. Take that for whatever you want. I did that at the fair not the last time because I learned, but a time a few years ago. All these other ones are full, and I'm starving, and I go to this burger joint where there's like 2 people, and
there was a reason there was
guess
only 2?
what? I got the 2 people hamburger is all I can tell. It was brutal, and the fries were gross too. So I'm not going to answer whether I ate them or not. Just know that 2 people in the line is not a good line. Sometimes to wait for things there's a better reward for being patient.
Yeah, there's a reason why everybody's standing over there because they know it's good.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, and I'll say it one more time. I really enjoy sitting with you here for this little time. I'd be pacing around the room, and then someone would tell me, "Hey, you can't sit there. We're playing a match." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll go. This is a good chair. This is nice and cozy.
Yeah.
You guys know what you're doing.
Yeah, we got it all set up over
You're
here.
up high where you can see everybody, see who's causing trouble and who's being nice."
Yeah, well, we do have a question for you.
Okay.
Mike Littman wants to know, why is One Pocket such a big gambling game?
Well, if I got honest, I guess I would say back in the day, first of all, it makes a great road game for hustlers back in the day because you can kind of let a guy see what you want to see and you don't have to turn the speed up. And believe it or not, everybody in their heart, whether they admit it or not, they all want to be a little bit of a hustler. I'm not saying that. In other words, there was a time where it was actually glorified. A guy wins a fistful of money and buys a new car. And, I don't recommend it. It's not what pool is going to anymore. But One Pocket is a game where you need a lot of skill in order to play it at a high level. Mm-hmm. And therefore, the better players are usually the ones that do play One Pocket, if you don't mind me saying that. And I hope I don't hurt anybody's feelings, but it's kind of like straight pool. You gotta have good patterns, and 9-ball, 10-ball, you got to get on the right side of the ball, and you got to be a straight shooter. Now you take One Pocket, you got to kick good, you got to bank good, you got to run the balls good, you got to run good patterns. You
got to take care of Whitey.
Everything. You got to play good safes. So you're really, anybody who doesn't learn how to play a little One Pocket at least once in a while, they're really kind of keeping themselves down because you're working on all aspects of your game. You know, and every time you see a One Pocket player play 8-ball, you're going to see him do some things that everybody else isn't doing because he's taking those skills from One Pocket and playing safe, and he's kicking balls in, and he's, in other words, becoming a student of the game. Mm-hmm. That's what One Pocket's all about. So I hope you learn, watch some videos and practice some shots, and come in here and put some of them shots on some of the people around here.
Put some heat on them.
Put some heat on them. Lock them up, make them kick at that ball. Of course, nowadays they got the jump cue, so you better lock them up tight because otherwise they just jump over the
Freeze
ball.
them to the back of the ball.
Did I say I jumped one in today?
You did. I'm so proud of you. So one other quick.
Anyway, there you go.
Is what tips do you for somebody who's having trouble understanding or using English? You want to get probably a medium. You don't want something too hard where your tip is going to come off of it, but you don't want something that's going to cling to it too much either. So probably medium to a medium hard tip.
I like a medium, yeah. Medium does everything I've ever wanted to do. It makes all my dreams come true. So anything different than that is. I did start off playing with a La Pro, and now they got all these choices, and so I made some changes. And I will say that the tip I use helps me be able to drag the ball better, and I can draw off on sharper angles. Yeah. It's just
lets
different.
You grab a hold of the ball.
Grabs a hold of the ball better, So, I use the G2. I'll just say that. We'll forget about it. I'm not trying to sell G2s.
Yeah, that's what you use.
They're all good tips. You just pick one. If you don't like it,
cut it off, get another one.
Cut it off, get another one. It might cost you $15, $20, $30, $40 depending on the quality of the tip. And why not get a good one if you're a true player? If you went out and bought a $40 shirt, buy a $40 tip too. Get a good one, you know, and hit a million balls with it. So there you go.
Oh, he's overcut this. Kind of spun it out a little bit with the
He
English,
did.
I think.
See, that's the problem sometimes with putting outside English is if you should be cutting the ball more than trying to throw the ball. And what happened is he wanted to cut it, but then he turned the ball when he didn't want to, and it looks like you butcher it when you do that. And he's not the only one that's done that. I've been doing that for a year and a half since I started playing pool again, but I at least recognize what I'm doing wrong, and yet still it's easy to say, and doing what you want that's why you got to work at all that stuff.
Oh yeah, and you can't just work on it once and start doing it well and think, okay, I got that. I don't need to work on it anymore.
And don't no one walk up to him and say, "How did you miss that ball?" Because we already talked about that. You know, it's a tough game.
Yes, it is.
It's a tough game that can be made look easy when you're dead in stroke, but it can be miserable when you're overcutting the ball like he just did. You know, for no good reason.
Yep. Oh, he let this go.
Yeah, he
got got away with it.
Now I don't know if that 7 goes past the 14. These are the kind of it looks like it maybe does.
It looks like he might just have enough room up there. Yeah,
but it's a tight one.
Greg Letter, yes, you are listening to John Doherty.
Yeah. We'll just call him old JD now.
JD.
Old JD, you know, just OL, you know.
Oh, well.
Old JD. Getting a little older, you got to accept things, and I'm okay with that.
We called my grandmother OL. Once she found out what it meant, she was offended. Old lady.
Yeah, no, you know, you're probably not going to hurt my feelings with nothing like that, although I do have feelings too.
Yeah.
You know, some people don't think that the pool players don't. Some look like they don't, but
yeah.
Everybody needs love. There you go.
We all at least got one feeling.
Now we're not going to turn this into one of those Frasier movies or nothing. You know, just I can't believe I took it there.
It's all right.
We'll just cancel that last little episode there. Let's get back onto the pool here.
We'll edit that out.
Anyway, Mike Stevens didn't get out, and he had a good chance to, and now Clay's looking at the table, but he's in tough. Can he see that 14
I think
ball?
he can see the 14.
It looks like he's got a gap where he can see that, and if he can, he's back in charge. If he can just pot this ball, all he's got to do is put it in there.
Yeah, follow it forward because he's got the angle to follow 2 rails.
Yeah.
And that's also the 9 ball down there,
And
too.
Did you see how he got to let that stroke out a little bit? Because he's got a nice stroke.
Yeah, he does.
You know, he could have stopped it and shot the 9 in the other corner, but he felt good just to. This is time to the guy's missing. I missed, and then he missed. Now he's like, okay, this guy don't really want to win this game, even though he does.
Yeah.
And this is time for him to put it away, and that's probably what he's got in mind here. And he probably will do it because the balls are laying pretty good now. All the problems are gone. I like the 13 and then the 10 and maybe the 9 and then the 11 and then the 8 in the side. But let's see what he chooses.
Yeah, he might have to go for this 9. He can cut at the 10 in the side still.
No, I think you can. I'd roll that in, and that'd give you the perfect angle on the 9, and then the 8 is going to be played in this side over here. There's Kevin looking at us. Are we doing all right, Kevin? Did he just hear me when I said that?
No, I don't think so. Is it smelling hot?
Am I burning up the machine over there? I might be burning up the machine.
It's going to start sending smoke out of my computer here soon, JD.
Oh, now look, that's unbelievable. This is a game where they're going to give it back and forth, and we're going to see who wants to take it. It's unbelievable. This is like the 3rd turnaround. But that's just, that's the constant pressure of playing for about an hour under stress circumstances. People take the heat, and all of a sudden you miss a couple of shots. And next thing you know, you don't know who's going to win the game. But to me, it looks like Mike's going to win the game now. And, they're both sick right now. Mike's not as sick, but he hasn't forgot that he turned the ball over twice himself. You know?
Yeah, well, and here, this isn't, I mean, it's a shot a player of his caliber is supposed to be making, but it's not one he has to make.
And I didn't like how much English he had applied on that, but that's what made he thought he was going to throw that ball towards the hole, and yet you need to cut the balls on these diamond tables because you got to hit the pocket good. And so he overspun that ball because he thought it was going to help him make that ball. And if he would have made the ball, he would have been down on the end rail, and it probably wasn't going to be a good spot for him to be in. But
Yeah, no.
like I say, you do what you do. Sometimes you're not thinking as straight as you wish you would have. You know?
Yeah. And Clay's looking like he can drag off of this 10 up underneath the 9 and play the 9 in the corner on the same side of the table.
Yeah.
Like he can drag it under the 9.
Yeah, he's got to play that 9 elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
And he hit that nice. That's a nice
That's
speed.
nice speed.
Now he's going to put just a tiny touch of the inside to make sure he holds the line to get on that 11 nice and straight, because he'd like to just put the 11 in without getting on the rail, of course. And then he'll have a nice shot on the 8 ball.
Yeah, well, this angle here, it looks like he's got the angle to just go to the rail and straight at the 11.
Yeah, he's going to put a tiny touch inside. You can see it kind of move that way, but not much. But the reason why you wanted to get good is because you don't want to, even though it's a bar table, you could shoot it off the rail, but that's that 5% we were talking about. We're trying not to shoot the 11 and get on the rail. That way you know you're going to make the 8. You get on the rail, and next thing you know, you might miscue, and all kinds of things could happen. So he shot that brilliantly. You couldn't have done that last 3-ball run any better, 4-ball run any better than that. Everything turned out just like it was supposed to.
Yeah.
And of course, he had enough of that missing stuff, you know.
Yeah, I'm done with that crap.
Yeah, well, we're glad it's over too, because that's not standard play for these two guys. These two guys, they get the balls when they're out there. They get the balls.
I tell you, Mike's just sick because this is not what the play that that not only that he's capable of, but even his median, his average play is better than this.
This is not what he woke up thinking this morning.
Oh,
that's
no,
for sure.
not at all.
So let's not, if it doesn't go good, and this is far from over. You know, even though 6-3 is an avalanche. I mean, I told you 2 games is gigantic. 3 games is starting to get out of hand. Anything is still possible. I mean, they just showed you that game right there. I mean, if all of a sudden Clay slips up, all of a sudden it could be hill. So, but Clay's not thinking that way. Clay's thinking, I got a 3-game head start. I get at least one more break of my own, and he's in the driver's seat.
I wonder if Clay is the player that I need to buckle down now, not let him get anything, or I don't want to let him back to the table. When I get to the table, I'm running out.
I don't know what Clay thinks, to be honest with you. I don't know him personally real well, but I do know that he seems to have confidence, but he's also intimidated by some better players around him. In other words, he's had some opportunities that he's turned down just because he's like, well, I think I could win there, but maybe I'll just not play. And that's okay. I mean, everyone gets to do whatever they want. But I guess when I was younger, I was like, well, I hope he has to play. You know? I mean, I was just, because I was a little more I was a little, maybe flew by the seat of my pants a little more. And I'm not going to say that's better. I'm not going to say that's worse. To me, it was fun, but not everybody wants to be like me. Trust me.
And a lot of people, it's the the adage that they have for not straight for pull, but for one pocket. When you're ahead, you play like a lamb. Behind, you play like a lion. So when you're Clay in this position, do you play like the lamb or do you play like a lion?
Well, I think you have to play whatever the shot requires. If it's time to play safe at this 8-ball, you got to play safe. And if it's different than one pocket. Whereas the reason why most people come down to the last 1, 2, or 3 balls playing one pocket is because exactly what you just said, and that is when somebody has 5 or 6 balls and the other person has nothing, the other person with nothing has to start shooting at his hole, or all the balls get pushed up table, and it's really difficult to get 8 balls. So therefore, them being the lion at that point, if they do make the shots, the more difficult shots to get back in the game, now all of a sudden it's 5-6 because the guy took a chance on making a tough shot.
Okay.
He made the shot, and then he run a few more balls. If he didn't take that tough shot, he might not ever get any balls. The balls will all get shoved up table, and that's why a lot of one pocket games come down to the end, because if they're playing it correctly, when you're winning, you want to play a little safer, and when you're losing, you might have to show a little more firepower to catch up.
I was really surprised on how much that game has changed over the last decade. They're not sending balls up table and doing. It just doesn't happen anymore.
And,
They've opened it out. They're blasting into balls instead of just taking them out.
It's unbelievable, and I will tell you that I give most of the credit to the Filipinos. I know Ronnie Allen. He started that. He was one of the Americans that played a little looser, but truthfully, that when the Filipinos came over here, Perica and Efren Reyes and that type of caliber, they showed you to go ahead and cut the ball back 45-degree angle and go ahead and run on out. When I grew up, most of the guys I was watching play one pocket, that shot was, they thought you were a sucker for shooting that. Why would you want to risk your money shooting that?
Look at this. While we're sitting here talking about one hole, Mike has almost run out the game quite quickly.
Yeah, he's
But he's left himself a little funny here, jacked up over 2 balls.
Let's see if he can. There he goes. He's back in the hunt. See, and I want to see that. I want to see it come down to crunch time. I'm hoping for at least a little 6-5 so that we can see what really happens. And then of course Hill would be the cherry on top for a guy like me, because I'm spectating now. I don't want that when I'm playing. I like to
sweat.
I like to win like 7-1 when I'm playing.
Yeah, you're sitting over here. You want to sweat a little action, right?
Of course, it's been a long time since I won anything 7-1, but I'm just saying, that's.
Greg Letter seems to. He says that that you smoked him. He played you once in a casino, and he thinks he got like 1 shot. Is Dick Trickler still around?
Dick Trickler, yeah. I haven't seen him for a long time. Like I said, I haven't been around pool for a lot of time.
Somebody was wanted to know if Dick was still around and if he played. So I imagine that's who it's got to be.
Well, I hope he is still around, and I know he got into cards, and he used to come to the Fleece to play some of the mini tournaments, and Dick was a good little player, and his dad was a decent little player too. I used to enjoy the conversation with him, but all of a sudden I quit coming around, and then when I did start coming around like a year and a half ago, I haven't seen him since. So who knows what he's doing? For all I know, maybe he's a card player now. Who knows?
Yeah, a lot of them went to that.
A lot of them love that walk in the room and get in action thing, and I don't blame them for that. I understand that. I'm a pool enthusiast, so I love pool through and through. I don't have time or the money to start becoming a card player. Is he listening to us on this?
No, we're laughing. Oh. He's laughing. The girl just walked by here. She's staying at the house with us, Claire, and she completely ducked down to where she, nowhere near. You can't even see Kevin over there. And so many people ducked down, but it was funny. I couldn't even see her walk by here. She ducked down so low.
Okay, so now let's look at this. Clay just broke the balls. Now Now they're trying to make my dreams come true. He didn't make a ball. Now if Mike Stevens can run out, there's my 6-5 I was thinking it might go to.
Yeah.
And we'll just see what happens. It looks like the solids look pretty juicy. The 3 and the 7. He'll have to. And a Pepsi.
And a Pepsi.
And a Pepsi, please. Thank you. Even a small one, I don't necessarily need a big one, but he's probably going to get a big one.
Yeah,
anyway.
That's if they're still open down there. Know what time he can get it from the bar. Yeah, but the bar doesn't carry root beer.
They give you free little cups out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's okay. We don't mind buying you a drink.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad I'm worth $2 anyway.
Maybe twice.
I hope everybody out there is enjoying this as much as me, because I'm not even sure why I am. I'm just in that right mood, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's.
You-
I got into this. It's very reminiscent. You know, we called our company Railbirds for a reason. You
yeah,
know, all of
I love
those,
that name.
all of the hours and hours sitting up at the breaking point, or
Yeah.
Uncle Jack's, or whatever. Especially the breaking point, watching you and Harry and all of them, and sitting there and listening, talking with the guys about what they would do here, and so that I love it.
Yeah.
And it's probably, you know, a lot of people who they're like, oh no, I couldn't do that, or I wouldn't want to, or whatever.
Yeah.
But you sit there with your friend and talk about it on the sideline. This is the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. See, now Mike just got kind of a bad roll, but the ball goes right where we hit it. So he cut the last ball in, and he was coming down for the 6, and it hit the lip on the side pocket. And now doesn't have the position. He would have had position if he would have put just a tiny touch inside, and he wouldn't have hit that side pocket.
Yeah. And it
But
hit the point, and now he's
now-
faced with a.
Now he might have to go rail. What is that? What is that blue ball over there? The striped. Is that the 13 or the 15? Anyway,
That
he-
is the
he-
15
he
up
might-
above the 3.
he might have to play the 7 off the rail 15 if he wants to keep shooting.
He's
Or
playing
he
safe.
can do what he did. He played safe. Not only did he play safe, but he also moved the 7 ball over there where his 7 ball goes past the 15 now. So.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that choice now, but you know we'll see what Clay does with that.
Trying to see if he can back cut this 15, if he can cut this 15 anywhere up into the corner.
It looks like it goes to me. That's what I see. But
Yeah.
does he want to shoot that, or does he likes that 15 block and that 3 right now? And
Yeah. I don't want to move
And
it.
if you can put the ball somewhere where the guy can't, where Mike can't see the 7. Then you probably have a pretty good safety. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Did he hear me? Make sure he heard. Make sure he heard, sir.
He said, "Thank you, sir." Yeah, they don't have that over there.
And then he said, "Make sure you heard, sir." Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Brackets can be found at ctsondemand.com.
Okay. Let's see what Clay's going to do. I kind of like going off the 12 if I can get past the side pocket and maybe go in between the 9-11 if the side pocket isn't in my way. But everybody gets to choose what they would do.
He's jumping this the 10 in. He's jumping the 10 in the side. Clay is really proficient at the jump.
Well, I got to tell you, I think he's lost his mind, but let's see what it looks like. Who am I to judge?
Oh no,
right?
he's jumping the 13 in.
I think he's still lost his mind. I think this is time for a nice, simple safety off of that 12 ball. But
Well, if he doesn't make the cue ball can slide up underneath that. It came around.
But he got lucky. And
Yeah,
he
he's
left
getting a little love.
But now he left a 7-ball bank, and
Yeah.
the cue ball is probably either going to hit the 15 or it's going to go between the 15 and the 3. In other words, if he makes this bank, he's in charge again.
Yep.
But it's not a hanger. It's you got to bank it backwards a little bit. He's got to bank it at like a 30-degree angle. Put a little bit of left-hand English so it doesn't stick, so it doesn't grab onto the ball. I myself would like to see it hit the 15 because I think that knocks it out of the way and opens up the hole for the 3 ball too.
Well, it looks like he can see the 6 too if he wanted to. If he decided he wanted to cut that 6 in.
See, and I like that. You're paying attention because I didn't even see that. But you're right. He has that option. I don't know which one I would do. Sometimes, people say, well, what do? You don't know what you're going to do until you're up there looking at it. And then he's got a little bit of a lead, so he could do whatever he wants. He could take a bigger chance. Now, if it was Mike Stevens, he probably has to go for the win in this spot.
Yeah. Well, it looks like he's looking at laying up safe. Maybe 2 rails into the back of the 15 and tying him up on his own ball.
Yeah.
Go the second rail into the back of it.
Yeah, see, it didn't really help his cause,
Yeah.
But
No.
I'll tell you what Mike Stevens has going for him is that 9 ball looks pretty ugly right now. So
Yeah, it does.
that's kind of comforting to him, you know. And he did slow the game down. It doesn't look like Clay's just going to get up there and run on out on him. So I mean, I can't say what he did was wrong.
No.
I don't know if I could have stopped myself from banking that 7 ball, but you know, and I've missed plenty of them in the last year and a half. So I'm not saying I'm the favorite. It's hard not to try. I like to look at something like that. I'm trying to win. Maybe it's time to go ahead and try to win. It looked pretty good to me. But there's nothing. Here we are. Now we'll get to see whether his little safety stands up or not. He's playing the 15.
It looks like it goes up in the corner straight in.
Then it was definitely no good.
Yeah, get down there. Get down there. He's trying to get down below that.
Oh, he's got it perfect. He's going to play the 14 off the 9 and solve all his problems. This is where it gets good for him.
He was hoping to get below it so he didn't have to do that.
Yeah. Well, he wants to play the 14 off the 9 no matter what because he wants to get that 9 off that. It's like that 9 doesn't go anywhere unless you're froze on the rail over there. He's aiming and he's sizing it up right now.
Yeah. And this, you can't just catch the edge of the 9. You actually have to hit about a quarter to a third of this ball here to get it home.
At least an eighth of it. And then the problem is this cue ball wants to float down table to the right a little bit. So I almost would probably hit a little firmer and follow it and come 3 cushions around for the 11 and maybe the 9 also, because it'll be around where the 11 is, somewhere in that vicinity anyway. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, just be sure you hit it.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to hit it. A lot of times guys hit too much of it. Okay. So
get off of there. Get off of there.
He
got a little love.
He almost got squeezed right in there, didn't he?
Yeah, he got a little love, though.
Yeah, he's got to take the 9 out now and the 11. Oh, yeah, he's in charge. I'd probably take the 9 and then the 11. Why should I shoot a long shot? And then I'd go down there and shoot the 13, 10, 12, and the 8. And that would be the end of Rico. That's just the numbers I see. You could probably mix those up about 15 different ways if you wanted to. It is 8 ball, ladies and gentlemen.
Have you tried any of those low deflection shafts?
I play with the Predator 3. I've been doing it for 8 months, and I've lost a lot of hair trying to figure out how to play with that thing. But I figured since I was making a comeback in pool that I would try that. And last night I tried my old shaft again, a Roger shaft, and they're great shafts. But once you go with a Predator and then you start switching back and forth, you're just asking for more trouble, in my opinion. So I decided that I'm just going to keep playing with the Predator 3. I'm not going to recommend it or not recommend it. I think you can play with whatever you want. It's just whatever you put the time in to get used to.
I've never hit a ball with one. Kevin.
They're very tricky.
Yeah, Kevin hit a ball with a few balls. One of our teammates has the new Revo shaft, and he liked it. He was like, "I better put that down. I might really start to like it."
Yeah.
That's a $700 shaft if you can get it.
Yeah, if you can get it. They as soon as they get them, they sell them in a minute. Yeah. I myself, I'm just going to keep playing with what I play with because. As long as I'm happy, why should I keep changing is the way I look at it, But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Everyone gets to choose what they play with. You probably play with a broomstick if you put enough time practicing with it,
No, well, talk to Ed Hobbs about that. He's done it.
Well, there's a subject that's a little delicate with me, so I'm going to leave that one alone.
I just remember seeing the guys matching up at the old Fleece, and he was... You guys were chalking literally a broomstick.
Well, they had.
It was a bridge. It was the end of a bridge.
They had a 12-foot cue hanging at Dr. Q's hanging over where the cash register was. That was literally 12 feet long. and the tip was about the size of a 50-cent piece. And I had made a few games with that. You know, of course, you gotta get some weight to go with that. You know, you can't be spotting people. You get some weight, and it sounds good, and it ends up where you can actually steal some money because you can still make some balls. But,
yeah. All right, real quick. Do you slide 2 rails around this?
no, I'm gonna just go straight down, and put a touchy inside and shoot the 8 in the other corner.
Yeah, it does look like it goes over there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get fancy and go around them balls. He's too straight in for that.
So I bet you never offered to play anybody one-handed with that long cue.
Actually, well, you know me, I've tried just about everything at least once. I mean, you know,
I know you play pretty good one-handed,
well,
and so, but then something that long.
yeah, that was he went the other way. See, but now see how he went across his position line.
Yep.
If it got a little out of hand and he went another foot, it'd start looking ugly, and that's what I don't like crossing that line if I have a choice just to come back up on the ball, you know. But and still now he's got to hit this good. It's not going to hit the 6, so all he's got to do is make the ball and gin rummy. You know, we'll see what it looks like. He overcut it.
Get in there.
Yeah, see now it became complicated because. And you see how he spun that ball? He didn't need no English. He just had to make the ball, and he wasn't going to scratch, and he wasn't going to hit the 6. But under stress circumstances, things start looking a little funny, and for some reason he thought he needed to turn that ball towards the pocket, and he overturned it. Now look at this. It's all over.
It's in the side.
Oh, my goodness. Did you see that? Did you say my goodness at the same time
we
as
did.
I did? Notice how we didn't cuss? He would have cussed if that ball would have went in there.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, he's probably too nice of a guy, but I can't believe that ball didn't square. Notice how I mumbled that? I'm not going to ask him, hey, what are you doing? I know better than that. He's asking himself, what was I doing there?
Yeah.
He didn't want to draw back to that rail. It's that adrenaline rush. It gives you that extra juice.
And don't dig into this too much. Look how much he's digging into this.
I would roll that ball. He should have rolled it with
it's
a touch.
over now.
Yeah, you just nothing but the shake.
Shake of the hand. It was scratching.
He should have hit it with a little high inside, and it was roll it in.
Yeah.
But that's what the mind, it'll start taking over, and it's like some sort of alien comes down to get you. Now, don't start believing that stuff just because I say it, but I'm just saying you start doing things that are outside what you normally would do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Anyway, boys and girls, it was a lot of fun. I might take Kevin's job over you. I can see he has fun doing it.
You're going to wake up tomorrow and stroke like you didn't know after going through all this. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys, for listening. They're doing a heck of a job around here, so keep it up.
Thanks, JD. All right, I'm Sherry with Railbirds. This is it for the night. We will see you tomorrow morning. Signing off.